right, good evening and welcome. I'm going to call the regular meeting of the Nevada City Public Arts Commission to order. Today is Wednesday, November 5th, 2025, and it's 5:31 p.m. I'd like to ask Commissioner Arbex to read the Nisenan land recognition.
Yeah. We acknowledge that the Nisenan people are still here among us today, though nearly invisible. We understand that we're on Nisenan land that was never ceded, and the original tribal families have yet to recover from the near genocide of their people. As a resident or visitor in Nisenan land, we support the Nevada City Rancheria Nisenan tribe in efforts to stabilize their people, as well as their campaign to restore federal recognition.
Okay, and if we'd all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Deputy City Clerk, roll call, please.
Okay. Commissioner Arietta?
Here.
Commissioner Arbeck?
Here.
Commissioner Wilcox-Barron?
Here.
Commissioner Clark?
Here.
Vice Chair Harney?
Here.
Chair Negrete?
Here. Okay, so we do not have any presentations for tonight. So we'll move on to public comment. Government Code Section 54954.3 provides that any member of the public may address the commission on any matter not on the agenda that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the commission. The Brown Act, with limited exceptions, does not allow the commission or staff to discuss issues brought forth under public comment. The commission cannot take action on non-agenda items. Concerns may be referred to staff or placed on a future agenda. Please note that comments from the public will also be taken on each agenda item at the time it's heard. Speakers must adhere to the meeting procedures identified above. Do we have any public comment? Okay. You're welcome to come up.
Hi, my name is Carmen Lang. You know me as the owner of Ola Tortilla, but besides that, I have a career as a professional artist. A few years ago, I was approached by Stan Padilla, who's a Native American artist, well renowned, to put a mural outside of my shop. I thought I reached the city and asked about that, and they told me absolutely not. Times change, and was told that there's a new optics about art, and there's more support towards arts. So I should put in an application. I talked to Stan, and he agreed to do it, even though some years have passed. And I talked to Lisa. She's not here anymore. I forget his last name. And she sent me the application. The application, photos, description of the project, etc., and the fee. And when I asked her what the fee was, she told me it was $750, which I've never applied to an art, project that cost that much. So I asked her what was that money intended for, and she told me that it would go to the Arts Commission and to the City Planning Commission. So it is, I would like to ask and know where that money, why is that fee so high? Because it sounds more like a discouraging, statement more than supporting a project, an art project. That's it.
All right, thank you very much.
Hello, my name's Adam. I live on Long Street. I just wanted to celebrate the fact that a songwriter from our town, Alila Diane, is currently touring in Europe for her backup band and opening act. She picked Two Runner, a group from our town. So there's 3 extremely talented young women from Nevada City currently touring Europe. Apparently the audiences have been incredibly receptive. I'm hoping it means that Two Runner is going to start touring over there on their own as well. And I just want to celebrate the fact that music from Nevada City is being enjoyed all over the planet. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any further public comment? Okay. Then we will move on to the consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be approved by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion of these items. Before we take action on the consent calendar, we will hear any public comment on consent calendar items only. Do we have any public comment on a consent item? Okay, then I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar.
I motion to approve the calendar.
Okay. So I have a motion by Commissioner Clark and a second by Commissioner Arianes. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Ariana? Aye. Commissioner Arbec?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilcox Barnes? Aye. Commissioner Clark?
Aye.
Vice Chair Harney?
Aye.
Chair Negrete?
Aye. All right, then we will move on to number 3, which is the consideration of the selection of the theme for the January 2026 through April 2026 City Hall Meets the Public program installation. And this is presented by Brittany.
Good evening. So I thought we would kind of go through the theme. I thought maybe you guys could give me some guidance on ones that you don't want to discuss, and then pick out the ones that you do want to discuss and kind of go see what the best way to go about doing that is going to be tonight. So we have 12 themes on your on the staff report. And we can go over the names of them and then read through the descriptions if you want. Is there any that are on there that you know that we do not want to include in this particular installation?
Eliminate ones that are like date specific.
Yeah.
I
For
agree.
certain
Yeah.
times of the year.
Okay,
Including like the ones in April.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the Pride one in June.
okay. So that,
Poetic justice, bloom and resistance, rites of spring, emergence are all like,
Thematic with
Okay.
the season.
okay, so we'll just take those off the list for now. That leaves us with Year of Advanced Music Appreciation, which is a suggestion from Mayor Klein, as you know. One World, Many Journeys, Roots and Routes, Community Resilience, The Past Didn't Go Anywhere, Mountains and Rivers Without End, Faces of Nevada City, Past and Present, and Voices of the Margins. So is there ones that you guys would like to talk into more detail about and kind of decide what theme you want to go with and then go from there?
Does anyone remember what we talked about last time in terms of the music, the timing of the music? Because we definitely wanted to do the year advance, but I
Well,
can't
they're
remember the details.
4-month-long exhibits. So, yeah, if we were to pick Mayor Klein's theme, that would get us very close to, or we could pick his next, and we'd have like 2 months of his term left. And then it would,
Yes, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking if we don't do the Year of the Advanced Music Appreciation now, would there be time if some of these others are
Right,
kind of happening in April?
the poetry.
We might be out of that time frame for Adam's year.
yeah, I think we should do Adam's year. Adam's year.
It's the city's year.
Sure, sure.
Yes.
That's what he keeps telling us.
Yeah, I feel like we should definitely like honor that theme while he's in pose. And if this is the window for us to do it, and I think the commission already have decided that we wanted to do this. We knew it was coming, so it
Right.
seems like it's an easy decision.
And I like that the theme's been broadened a little bit with the examples here. If there's any more, like, any other way we can broaden it even further, because more niche themes are going to just be more challenging for us to get submissions to, so.
Sorry, does it have the dates on here?
It's up further, I think, if we.
It's from January.
Here.
Okay, so we make
Yeah.
the decision tonight.
And then we're going to decide on the art in December, and then it's going to
this
be
will go
up
in there
January.
January to April.
So when would the call for artists go out?
Would-
Tomorrow?
Be this,
Well,
the next 3 weeks.
realistically, no. I will work, I'm off on Fridays, so Monday is the earliest, and I might be able to get that out. You'll have 3 solid weeks before your next meeting to get a call to artist out.
And I would just suggest we all heavily promote it,
Right.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get as
So-
much exposure as possible.
So,
Also, like, as far as like, the theme, like, is there any flexibility to like, once it go from here, once it goes out into a call, like, are we promoting like all of the disciplines? Like, I know that there's like a very specific like sub-themes within this, but like, it's not like an exclusively photographic exhibition, or it's just, we're maintaining that for like all of our exhibitions, right?
In terms of like 3D or 2D?
Yeah, in terms of like medium and different arts disciplines and things like that.
Yeah, and you guys get to structure that how you want it to be, if you want it to be a mixed media, or if you want it to be specific.
Okay.
So do we have any, do we need to take an official vote about the theme?
I think we should.
Okay.
could I ask an additional
Yeah, I want.
question?
Sure.
Okay. Well, with broadening it the way that has been suggested, I just have a question. If, for instance, somebody was going to be submitting something that was a poster or something from an early on, because it's musical history of Nevada City, or I think somewhere in our guidelines, we're not supposed to allow commercial art. Wasn't that in our sort of our description of what the commission?
Oh, in terms
could
of what
do?
constitutes public art?
So that's what I'm wondering, would we run into something? I hope not, but I think we should at least check that before we end up coming back to the commission to make those decisions, whether something is now considered commercial because it was used. Am I making sense in that
yeah.
way?
No, I think that makes a lot
But
of
in the back of my head, there's something that said that our guidelines were we weren't supposed
have an
to
old poster
accept
up
murals that were done commercially, commercial piece of art.
Madam Chair,
Oh,
if I, excuse me, I think that's a valid point. However, and we'll check what the language says. But I believe if it's a poster from before, a historical poster, that provision would not apply.
Okay.
I think it applies to current art that is promoting a local business.
Okay. Okay. Mass-produced art that's
Right.
current, not something that, because I would
Right.
hate for us to get some beautiful old artwork and stuff and not be able to display it. Okay.
We'll double check that, though.
Thank you.
Okay. So do we all have, the thought is that all mediums open to all? But it would be similar to what the call for artists was for the hidden Nevada City, just the different description, different title. Does anyone else have comments about what we're opening it to?
No, I think if Brittany thinks of something when she's putting the call together, that you ought to add it just to give us a little you know.
Yeah, make it as
More
broad as
leeway.
possible.
So it sounds to me like you want all the mixed media that people have to offer. Okay,
And all disciplines,
okay.
except that,
Except
you know, we
music.
don't, yeah, like audio is not, so maybe.
But lyrics that are
Lyrics
incorporated
could be.
and some sort
But
of
you mean like a
visual.
recording?
Like,
We're
not
not going
like-
to play a recording?
Yeah, or like.
What if it's like an
digital
audio,
media?
an audio box that's like framed that people can press a button?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like-
think we
or
could be open
headphones,
to
you know,
that.
make,
You
that
could
could
listen
be
to.
really dynamic.
This is
We
a,
have the pedestals that
Yeah.
could go on, right?
If it's
and
limited.
this is sort of a different theme and call than what we've done so far. So I think we should be kind of creative with it, too.
Yeah, I think the reason I thought of it, it's exactly for that reason, because it is music, so I'm wondering if, like, are people gonna be submitting, like, a song? Like, how would they do that? You know? But yeah, if they can get creative,
We probably can't have music playing in the hallway all day, but
But with
with headphones,
headphones,
or,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
But let's not encourage.
No, we don't have to, well, this is public.
Someone will figure it
It's
out.
conversation. So are there any other questions about the theme, comments about the theme before we vote? Okay, do you want to? We need a motion and a second.
Make a motion that we choose Year of Advanced Music Appreciation as our theme for the next Champ Art Gallery display.
I second that.
Okay, so we have a motion from Commissioner Wilcox Barnes, a second from Commissioner Clark. And all those in favor?
Aye?
Roll, we don't need roll call for that, no.
Aye.
Aye. Great. So we'll look forward to getting that, and then we'll all help to push that information out.
So can we talk about what you guys want to be included in the call to artist? What specific questions you want me to ask, which specific criteria you know, if there's limiting it to however many words, what information you want to make sure is included so that people aren't feeling, so everybody is included and felt like they participated in the same process.
Did the last one work well for
no.
it? Okay.
I mean, I think
And
the
what were
call
we
did,
missing?
I think one piece that was missing was presenting the artwork without the artist statement. Didn't give enough clarity to the commission to understand the relationship between an artwork and the theme. So I think, but also, I know it's a lot of information. I don't know where we're at now. I think we're at 300 word count for an artist statement.
I
Less,
think we
I
did
think.
200 last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think just make it very clear that they need to write about how their piece relates to the theme.
Theme. I think our current process, the questions kind of jumbled with tell us about yourself and how it relates to the theme. So I
Yeah.
can break those apart, be real
Separate.
specific, like,
Yeah.
tell us about yourself, and then how does your piece connect to the theme? And then I can include that into the presentation. And
That
we
would
can
be
keep-
great.
Yeah.
We can limit the amount of words in that.
Yeah.
Do you think that, I feel like that was the main issue with how we
Yeah.
received information last time? Is
Yeah, and I
some
think
theme-
we're still hoping to refine how we vote and like what platform we're using, so it's a little bit more streamlined, it's more accessible for people watching online or here. So, I mean, I think we'll present that next meeting, possibly using Cafe.
And even if we don't use the platform yet, I think there is like an evaluation rubric that we've created that we can potentially use even before we start using Cafe, if we are gonna go with Cafe or not.
And I don't know if you can use what Gianna and I shared with you already to refine the artist call, or if that needs to be reviewed by the commission first, or.
No, I think you can just do it.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I feel like
They were like
we,
empowered to like make
Okay.
decisions.
Perfect.
Outside of
Yeah.
this
I'll
meeting.
take that information and then definitely include it in there. As far as presentation for the selection pieces, what's the most efficient ways do you guys feel to get the information and see the artist and then be able to select from that? Because I know we did Mentimeter last time, which I'm not terribly a fan of. It seems kind of hard doing it live in this setting. So if you want to do it that way, I'll practice more on it. But if you have a suggestion for maybe a different route, I could look into that as well.
Well, if everything came out in our packet and then we were evaluating and making decisions on our own before the meeting and came in with some, ones that we felt like maybe this just misses the mark completely, maybe you don't have to go through the whole presentation up on the screen and we go through each one like we did. There might be a way to streamline it a little
We
bit.
need it for people that are watching, though.
Then we need to publicly go through the process.
But it's in the packet and it's available ahead of time. So if there was something in the packet that we said, gee, this just doesn't, this is the music from the San Francisco psychedelic time or something, and we say that it doesn't really meet the theme, couldn't we just automatically kind of knock those out? They've gone out, it's been publicly noticed, it's a packet that's available to the public ahead of time. I don't know why we would need to put every single one up on the screen again.
I mean, I do feel that the discussion is valuable for artists who are watching, if
Okay.
they are, just to like learn about why their work is accepted or not. I mean, I would love to be privy to that conversation as an artist submitting to an exhibit, but.
Or there might be a commissioner that knows something about how it actually relates to Nevada City that, wasn't so clear in the presentation. I think it's better that we have that full opportunity. I didn't have an issue with how we did it last time, but it sounds like maybe on your end, it was a little bit more challenging.
I am willing to practice.
I think there could be a better way to do it, but using Menti, that
Still
maybe I
using
could
it?
like work with you on, like, because
Okay.
it was like, we selected our top 20, but then they didn't carry over into following
Yeah.
polls, so
Right.
we were like kind of backtracking. So if there's probably some,
I think
we're not the
there's
only
gotta
ones
be,
choosing
right?
stuff in the world.
Right.
So, I mean, it's nice to have that like visual representation to be like, okay, cool, overwhelmingly, these are like our top 10 and we can
Yeah.
kind of like move it along. Because our first round that we did just like by hand and adding and that took a long time.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I
Okay,
thought the last selection went way better than our first
Yeah,
time around. When we
agreed.
had no idea what we were doing, so
all right
we're
then.
getting better at it.
Okay,
I'll connect
Yeah,
with you
that-
about
then we're
that.
ready
I love Menti.
to go with that. Did you have something
Well,
else?
my first time that I've even evaluated was with the Mentimeter, so I don't have anything else.
Right.
But again, I think like having something really accessible, like when presenting the work was the biggest thing for me, but also like if the Mentimeter can also be streamlined.
okay.
Because I did receive feedback from artists that were watching that the commission was discussing on how that piece related to the theme, even though they wrote it in, but it wasn't on the slide, so.
Okay,
Yeah, so making sure that, that what they write is on the slide and is on the packet, so we don't have to sit here discussing like, how does this match?
okay.
You know?
Yeah, and I think clarifying those questions will make that a lot
Yeah.
easier.
And like maybe reducing the word, like having more like direct questions and reducing
Okay.
the word count, so it's not like this overwhelming thing that will be here for hours and hours,
Okay. Okay,
Yeah, and feel free to like reach out when you're doing that too,
okay,
yeah.
perfect.
All right, we're good. Then we're going to move on to item number 4, consideration, oh, did you, yes, yes.
Just one more clarifying question. So the items that are listed under the Year of Advanced Music Appreciation, those are going to be the categories that we're going to put out there, right? And any kind of mixed media. Is there anything additional that you want, any language that you want in there that says anything, or is this going to be enough?
Is there language that already exists that we can pull from the mayor's proclamation or something that like kind of gives context to why we would be choosing this theme and the reason why Nevada City is celebrating the year of advancing music appreciation? That would probably be like helpful.
Right.
Yeah.
Pull the,
I agree.
or also have a link to the proclamation, if they want to read the whole thing.
Okay, I think I can put like a cover picture on the
Yeah.
application. Okay.
So are, like, all of our exhibitions, are they restricted geographically to the boundaries of the city? Sorry.
In
like,
terms of,
So here we're talking, we're, it's being very specific to Nevada City.
right.
I think you guys get to decide that.
Because the Year of Advanced Music Appreciation didn't just have to do with Nevada City, correct?
Is
Mayor.
it more of like a regional,
Western Nevada County.
Western Nevada County?
Okay. Well, we are, and like the chamber is doing these albums of the month, and they're all local. I mean, not
Right.
necessarily Nevada City, but I think that Western Nevada County, they all fall under that
So I think
category.
that would be important, because here it's very specific Nevada City.
Right.
So maybe,
But we accept art from like all of Nevada County. Right? I mean, that doesn't, we don't really make a difference to who we accept art from.
No, it was just more about the theme.
Okay.
yeah.
I do think, though, if, say, for instance, we get 60 submissions, you know, I think, and I would rather go with Nevada City artists than somebody down in Lake of the Pines that didn't, you know, if we had so many that we had to really whittle it down, we should be that lucky, but, you know, you never know. I think that we ought to give a little bit of credit towards Nevada
Well, I
City,
don't think-
something that's dealing with Nevada City, Grass Valley, some,
I don't
you
think
know,
the
people
last
playing.
one included anything about where the artist was located. Right, we didn't have, we
It
had the
was not
title
the
and we had the,
theme,
what the
yeah.
theme was and the piece of work. So if you're asking for us to also include where the artist is located, is that?
Oh, I don't care where they're located, if they come into town and play here.
No, no, no.
Or the-
I thought you said, because if we're going to rank Nevada City artists as having a higher priority,
No,
we wouldn't know.
I'm saying a connection to Nevada City. You know, if they're somebody who has a local connection, I don't care if they're located on the Ridge or in Penn Valley or where, but they're known in Nevada City and around here. If we're opening it up to Western Nevada County and we have something that maybe they're really well-known down in Auburn or Roseville, but not really up here because but they're in Nevada County, I would just like to really
I think
lean
that would
towards
be
Nevada
based on
City.
like the evaluation rubric,
Based.
because there's so many different components that would, you know, be a reason to select artwork. And, you know, if that's something that you feel like would be important to include in like when we're evaluating artwork, but I don't know if this is something like, you know, how the commission feels about that. But I think it would have to be somewhere within that rubric that we're following, you know? What are the key components that make an artwork be selected, you know?
'Cause I don't
And then
know how we
score
would
based on that. Yeah.
necessarily be able to answer that question, like how
It
we
just
would all
depends on the
necessarily
actual piece of
know.
art and how we see it, right?
If something is a Nevada City, like, there might be areas and pockets that none of us actually are connected to or are aware of. And then we would think, oh, I guess that's not a Nevada City focused or Nevada City local musician, artists.
It's going to be in their description and how it's connected and why it meets the theme.
Yeah, and I think that's what we'll do at our December meeting when we evaluate the
Right.
art.
What's in the
Yeah.
theme?
This is just like so many what ifs right now.
Right,
so
exactly, yeah.
If you're good to just cross that bridge. But back to Giona's question about the language here, like, do we want to say inspired by music and songs of like the Sierra Nevada region or Western Nevada County? Because, yeah, if we're talking about like old stuff from what, so long ago, does it really matter about city lines? So what do people think about that?
Could I ask for a point of order? I believe we made a motion in a second and had a vote on it. And now we've opened it back up again for this
description,
discussion.
not the
And it was that if Brittany had other things that she thought should be included, if we're going to change the description, then we need to recall my motion and do another one.
But that was just a theme that we voted on, correct? I mean, is this
Pick the year of advanced music.
this conversation can happen after that theme was chosen? I mean, normally maybe we would do it the other way around, but I didn't realize there were still questions and conversations because I asked if anybody else had something to say.
Just for the record, I think that the point is well taken, and I will work with Brittany on how to present the staff report to elicit this type of information prior to the motion going forward. I think in this case, you're fine, but the point is well taken.
Thank you.
Brittany, are you good?
Yes.
Okay. Are we all? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So then we will go on to item number 4. Consideration of public art to be included in the sidewalk project on Searles Avenue. And this is presented by Brittany also.
I'm actually going to invite Brian, our city engineer, up to share with you guys about this project.
Great. Hello.
Is this televised?
Yeah.
I sent you an email with these boards so that they could be shown to the audience. If you're able to bring it up. Otherwise, I can flip it around.
I think it was in the packet. One of them was in the
One
packet.
is in the packet on page
But this is my first
14.
time at one of your meetings. I wasn't sure of the format, so I just brought it on boards.
Yeah.
And I can show the audience too. But, so we're gonna do a sidewalk on Searles Avenue, and it's between, the freeway on the opposite side of the freeway from Chevron, and it'll be on Searles Avenue to Valley Street. So right now, there's no sidewalk on Searles Avenue. So, I'll just show where this is, but here's the freeway, here's Sacramento Street and Zion, and there's no sidewalk on Searles. So this would be a 1,200-foot new sidewalk on Searles. And so it would be on one side of the street, 1,200 feet long. And so with the theme that was selected for this year being music appreciation, we're just thinking of ideas like, so this will be curb, gutter, and sidewalk, and then we'll pave the street. And so it'll, that's what it will look like. And typically we do joints. We try to bring back kind of an old pattern with the joints. But so one idea would be to do musical notes in the sidewalk, and that could be done with, I've never done it before, but the same kind of companies that do plaques, like
Right.
bronze plaques, they can make almost anything in any shape. And if there were enough notes, it would be probably cost efficient. And so it would be a bronze note that could be embedded when we're pouring the concrete. And something like that, that would last a long time, you know? So, so I briefly talked to the mayor about it, and it's just an idea. And so we're just thinking of this as an idea. The project would happen next spring, and we do have the funds to build the sidewalk, and are going to be bidding it this winter. And for the cost of what we're describing with the musical notes, it would just be, we'd have to find funds to purchase those. We'd get a quote and everything. Funds to purchase those musical notes and determine how many would be needed. But it's 1,200 feet of sidewalk. It's pretty good length to do something like that. And so just bringing it to the committee as an idea for comment.
So that's technically city property, right? The sidewalk will be is city
it's on
property?
city right away.
Is it something that would be for potential to go out for a call for ideas?
I mean, I think if there's already an established idea, we wouldn't necessarily put a call for ideas, but maybe there could be a call for artists that, or like, I love that idea, by the way. But could we get maybe like a local artist, like, I know Curious Forge does like metal work. So I think keeping.
Yeah, I wonder if
That in
All
mind.
Seasons Awards does that type of,
He does.
he
That's what I was
does do,
thinking of.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's great.
Jim does, yeah,
Jim,
Jim does
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Is there a vertical component to the sidewalk? Like, is there any siding that goes up, or is it just the flat surface mostly and a little?
No, there's just a curb face
Okay.
and a sidewalk, and there is one section where we need to build a retaining wall
Okay.
on the other side of the street, just to widen the street.
All right.
Kathy, did you have a?
Have art there too?
Hadn't contemplated that. We're just
Okay.
thinking of like stone facing on a wall.
After the public hearing, I do have some comments, yes.
Is there, I don't know that there's a public comment.
Well, there's a
Yeah, you
community
have to open.
workshop.
Oh, you mean tomorrow,
Or-
after
No, I
tomorrow?
mean tonight, when you've heard from the public and it returns to the table for us to discuss it, I have a couple of comments.
Okay, but yeah, just to clarify, there is a community meeting tomorrow. And it's, everybody in this whole neighborhood got a flyer. Not just here, but also on Railroad, where we're also doing a sidewalk on Railroad. I didn't bring that tonight to present because it's kind of, it's not continuous like this. This is more, as a start to finish. On Railroad, we're extending a sidewalk that's already there, so it's a little different. But we're gonna have a community workshop here tomorrow night.
Wonderful.
Did we have any public comment on this item, number 4? Hey, Kathy.
Okay. Well, I do have a couple of comments, and I like the idea of the musical notes. When you walk the Camino in Spain, you follow the seashells, and that's how, you know, it's a traditional type of a thing, and it would make sense. I think that there could possibly be some other ideas included in that that really wouldn't, at the same time, that wouldn't cost a lot, and that might be the names of some of the local musicians through the years that are just, you know how people put their names in sidewalks. I will tell you, when you walk the Camino, they're collector's items and people pry those kinds of things out of the sidewalks, not giving anybody any ideas, but bury them deep. So, that, I mean, you know, get them in there good enough, someone can't get them out, but possibly we could also, while the cement is wet, put some names of some well-known musicians that have been in the area or whatever, and still are in the area. And then just a couple of other comments from the historical side of things. That was the Grass Valley Turnpike, and right in the area, I'm going to say not quite halfway up, maybe halfway up, was the Hieronymus Brewery. There might be and the city, when we did the sidewalk on the part that it extends up to Walrath from Valley, we did a bulb out to save a tree. And I'm wondering if there's anywhere along there that you could do a kind of a little bulb out that wouldn't affect the traffic. I don't, to possibly be able to put in something that honored that part of our history, or even the musical part, but the music part can fit into the sidewalk itself. But if we were going to put any other kind of artwork there, is there a way to do a little bulb out area? It doesn't have to even be on the street side, maybe on the property owner's side.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room, but there's room in the right-of-way to do things like that. And is that brewery now a residence? Is that the one that is
Well,
brick?
across the street was where the owner lived. That was where Jesse Connor restored the house. But the brewery itself was on the south side where the vacant lot that drops down to the freeway.
Okay.
So it's long
The city
gone.
has quite a bit of property near the freeway. There's kind of leftover land that when they finished the freeway, they gave back to the city.
Yeah.
And then the rest of Searles is not a lot of extra room.
Yeah, I know it's tight along there, but I just thought as you're out there measuring and whatever, you might keep that in mind about finding if doesn't have to be a huge area, but yeah.
Any other comments or questions? So we're reviewing the project and providing any input for consideration of the city council. It would be, ideally, we would have this after we had a chance for the public hearing or the public meeting tomorrow, because I'd be curious to hear, what folks had to say about that. But in terms of tonight, if there is anything else that a commissioner wanted to add?
I think it's an amazing idea. I used to always walk up and down that road when I was younger, and it was very sketchy because there's no sidewalk. So I'm really happy that you guys are putting that there to make it a lot safer for all the residents around that area. And I think that would be a very beautiful installation of a small little nice detail for people to look at just while on a stroll.
I think as you get further along in your engineering or whatever, as you're starting to do it, maybe it would be good to come back to the commission when, after you've really got an idea of what you're doing. Not that you don't have an idea now, but for us to look at it one more time in case something comes up.
We have the plans drawn up for this, that show the sidewalk and all that, but we're just adding detail to those plans for bid documents. And, but I hadn't spent any more time on the art or music piece, just before tonight's meeting. So, and probably wouldn't even mention it to the public unless it's something that you guys want to do, So we're just looking for direction.
Are the notes random, or is it like a continuous piece of music?
It could be a piece of music.
Because I think that would be more interesting than just randomly selected, that it actually is telling a story.
Yeah, that's why when you get to that point, it might be beneficial for us to see, this is how we have the notes laid out, or the names and interspersed or whatever, and we might have some comment.
Joan, I don't know if you can answer this. I'm trying to understand if this is considered public art permanent public art on city property, that we would then, as a commission, have to go through an approval process? Or is this just city property where a sidewalk is being built and this is a decorative element, the way that the curb might be, might have scallops in it, or...
excuse me, yes, I think the latter is accurate. And, excuse me, for purposes of tonight, just giving that direction to Brian to be able to finalize the plans. We're, as he indicated, far into the process, getting ready to go to bid.
Okay.
So I think if it was public art in the sense of it being, what's the word I want, juried, then that would be a different approach than what this is.
Okay. So it's more about us saying if we are all for the idea, if it sounds like a really great idea, we just want to give that opinion headed on to council. City council is aware. They're making, if there's any decisions to be made.
I think there'll be some cool decisions to make, like, I mean, I don't think you're gonna have grids, right? So there'll be notes in space that'll theoretically represent a piece of music, and maybe only we'll know about that. But like a stranger wouldn't be able to play it. But whether or not, they're facing, are they like vertical, so you're walking like up the music, or are they perpendicular to the walker, so you're dancing down the music? All that stuff, I think, just whatever's gonna look cool, and I trust your judgment to figure it out.
I need help with
Yeah.
those are good questions.
Because, I think like walking up the music is fun, but that's really just a one-way experience.
Or walking
Just
down
walking
the
down the
music.
music isn't quite as fun. So it's almost like having them, so you're like, they're horizontal along the road, kind of, to me, seems the most like musical than running up and down the
As though it
sidewalk.
would be like reading sheet music down the road.
Correct.
Okay.
And then, like, are they facing the road? Anyways, it's a cool idea. It's gonna be great. Whimsy.
Yeah, well, we would need input, from a few committee members or someone that would need, I don't have the expertise with this, and it's doable. And for the contract purposes, it would just be telling the contractor to be prepared to install this many, and then we can work. We have plenty of time between now and next spring to work out what it looks like,
What the tune is.
yeah.
Yeah.
What key it's gonna be in.
I think you have a mayor who can help too.
Yeah.
So that, I think we are saying, yep, we love that idea.
Do you want to select a couple people to be like that committee member that down the line can communicate with Brian about what ideas you guys would really like
Look
to
to
see?
Shannon.
Someone who can read sheet music.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, I'd love to, play around with that more.
Great.
That'd be great.
Awesome.
Be nice to, if it could be a mix of, like quarter notes, half notes, whole notes, whatever, so that you're not just all half notes walking along or something.
Okay, thank
Thank you so much.
Look forward to that. So this is your opportunity, if anybody would like to give a report or make announcements. Kathy, did you have any?
Well, I just wanted to let you know the Pumpkin Palooza did well. Thank you, Celine. I hope you had a good time. We had over 85 painted pumpkins for silent auction, 10 for the live auction. Thank you, Mayor Adam, he did a beautiful pumpkin. And we raised about $3,000, a little over $3,000 that'll go for youth program scholarships, camperships. I'm hoping to work with Dawn about some projects, some camperships or whatever we want to call them.
And will there be another one then in 2026? Or you
I'm
don't know?
hoping. I got to talk to the city about
Oh,
it. I
okay.
think it was the start of a beautiful friendship. No. So, no, we went well and people seemed to enjoy it. We learned some things. Yeah. So, and we learned that beautiful art can be painted on pumpkins. It was amazing. If any of you want to look at some of the pictures of some of the pumpkins we had there, I believe there's a pumpkin in the window at an Inner Sanctum. It's Broad Street Carolers. That is pretty amazing.
I brought an out-of-town guest, and she felt it was very Gilmore Girls experience, like, which is a good thing. It was really sweet. So thank you for that.
And I really would like to give a big shout out to the city, especially Lon was a great liaison, and Dawn from Park and Recs and the Miners Foundry staff were just incredible to work with. And thank you, Brittany, for trying to get us some painted pumpkins from city employees. I guess they're not art inclined.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year, yes. Now that people know,
Right.
we think it'll be even better, bigger and better.
Right. Gianna?
Yeah, I think some updates from me. The Grass Valley Nevada City Cultural District, which is a partnership with both cities of Grass Valley, Nevada City, and the chambers. We've just announced earlier this, actually mid-month in October, of our mini grantees. So the mini grant awardees, we had a program called the GVMC Mini Grants, and we've given out 15 awards of $1,000 for individual artists, and 3 awards of $5,000 to 3 small organizations and collaboratives locally. So it's great. We had 30,000 total. I wish there's more, because there's a lot of applicants and then a lot of amazing local projects, and we chose a lottery model to select the awardees, just because we felt like it would take out some of the bias or administrative burdens that could come with review panels when it comes to funding. So we'll be sharing different updates and sharing local projects. There is one project that was awarded from one of the artists from the Nevada City Piano Project, Jerry Ann. So she was selected, and she's working on a piano that she is hoping to put in Grass Valley. So now it'll be up to them to, so it's great. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. And then I did have a question. Can I do that at the end, or?
Do it right now.
Yeah. Just like, I just want to ask a question. When somebody comes with a public comment, and, how that gets registered, and then how does that come back to the commission to discuss?
So generally speaking, a public comment is not something that the commission responds to at the time.
Right.
It's becomes a referral essentially to staff. And then we'll take a look at it. If it warrants bringing information back to the commission, then we would do that at your next meeting. If not, if it's something that can just be dealt with easily, then staff would do that.
Okay, great, thank you.
And we can also request for something to
Yes.
come back.
Yes.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
I'm curious about future presentations. I would love to hear from Brian Chambers of the Chambers Project. I think he's up to some interesting things. And then I'm also curious if any of us know any individual artists who might want to come and present on any projects that they're working on. I feel like we've heard from a lot of different organizations and folks who are higher up in the art world, and I want to hear from some of our local artists that are engaged with the public or working on something. I just putting that out there, if any of us think of anyone. And for my commissioner report, I just want to say that the next exhibit is open at Upaseu Nisenan Arts and Culture. It's Pamblo, Remembering a Forgotten Leader. It opened a number of weeks ago. We had a really wonderful opening reception. I don't know that I saw any of you there, but if you haven't made it in, please come in, and I'm so very happy to, if you want to let me know in advance, I'll come in and give you a private tour. We put so much into this particular exhibit. It was a year and a half of work. There's lots of fascinating details in our process, from the historical restoration work that we're doing, from working with tribal members in the arts, local artists. So I'm really happy to share with any of you that want to see it. So, yeah, let me know.
Love that.
Yeah. Or we can do I don't know, we could plan a group tour as well as a commission if you'd
I
enjoy
would
that.
love that.
Yeah.
We can't talk about
Yeah.
public art, but.
Yeah, right?
Jonas?
I
anything?
do not have anything.
Okay.
I don't have any update.
There's a new store in Seven Hills. Do you want to tell us about that? It's a record store.
The record shop
Yeah.
on Zion Street. My sister just opened a record store right across the street from SPD, and she's got loads of cassette tapes, CDs, vinyl, local, a lot of local music artists in there, who are, they also have some of their memorabilia for sale in there as well, if you want to go check that out.
And shows too. She has
She
music
does, yes.
shows.
She does shows about once a week in there as well.
Cool.
What's the name again? I know, it's a very interesting name.
Son's backup plan.
Yeah,
Sam's backup plan.
I can never remember you there, Jonas. She's not my sister, but you know.
Yeah, I know, I should remember.
You need to get it on a hat, because then we can all look at your hat and it'll
And
just
just be
say
right
Sam's back, yeah.
There's a place in Grass Valley called Art Space, and I think they're fairly new. I think it would be great to get them to present, because they do like art therapy.
Oh, that would be
Yeah,
wonderful.
it's really, it's like a therapeutic art studio.
Love that.
Yeah.
Future meeting-wise, considering we will be having a new commissioner come on in January. Yeah, at some point, I don't know if it has to be January, depending on our agenda, but I do think it would be valuable for us to go back through the permit application process. I think we did it with Lisa at the very beginning of our existence, and just to kind of remember, like, what are we asking, who are we asking, from what and how, so that we can be good ambassadors to the community too when we go out and like talk about that and represent it wisely. And yeah, and then it might be a good time for us to just check in too more broadly about the directionality of 2026, and so maybe we could have some kind of strategic planning-y conversations at that time and make sure we're all aligned.
I love that. Yeah, because I know there was a conversation around potentially a public art master plan too, so I think that could be part of the conversation. And yeah, as far as that presentation from Lisa, because I joined the committee later, I've never even gotten it, so I think it would be really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
And I have a question, or a clarifying question. The public, the proposal, if someone is interested in having public art on their private space, that is something that was created as part of the ordinance, and that's a city council ordinance that we do not, as the public art commissioners, we don't have any control, say, over that process. If anything was ever to change down the line, that would have to be a city council decision, but we could still potentially discuss and give an opinion, and then it would be passed on to them. Because we do not, the ordinance, even though we're following it, we have no control over what's in it or how it's written, correct? Correct. Yeah.
So if I could just add, one of the things that Brittany and I have been talking about is what is the mission of this group? And to your point, we've talked about having that very discussion with you at some point in the future. January probably may make sense, even February, after you have the new person on board. And then to clarify questions like you just had, and if there are recommendations for changes to that ordinance, what is the process? How do you do
Right.
that? So just to let you know, it's on our radar.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you.
On our calendar, I know that we have a Visions for 2026 workshop scheduled for
January.
January, but we may want to rearrange that calendar a little bit.
The new commissioner will be here in December.
Oh, in December.
Yeah, because so it goes to council in November for them to select the applicant, and then it starts in December. So January probably would be a really good time to make that happen.
Great.
I just want to say the cookie selection tonight is chocolate chip. I think I have walnuts in them, peanut butter, and then peanut butter with a chocolate icing. So
Oh, my goodness.
take some.
Thank you, Kathy.
All right. So I am looking for a motion and a second to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
I second that.
Okay, so we have a motion from Commissioner Arbex, second from Commissioner Clark. All in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned at 6:32.